There are so many stories that she has which are so boring, and they do not actually show the power of sisterhood and female support. I mean, what is this woman's personal brand? In today's episode of What Can We Learn From, we're diving into Meghan Markle's latest interview in Variety magazine. Has it repaired her personal brand? What kind of personal brand does she actually have? Let's get into it. So can I just preface this video with the fact that obviously I'm a mixed race woman, and when Meghan Markle married Prince Harry, I was thrilled. It was fulfilling so many of my kind of Disney little girl kind of dreams of becoming a real-life princess and marrying a prince. Anyway, this isn't the point of the story, but so can I just say, I liked her from the outset. Then they had the wonderful wedding. There were lots of things coming out in the press in the UK where people were continuously criticising her. And I remember telling my friends, these stories have these undertones of racism. Racism just has these different guises and different cloaks. And people would say, oh, she's really stuck up. Oh, she's a bitch. And actually, it's because they don't think someone of your skin tone or your background deserves to be there. And they will say things about your personality. Anyway, this is just, I feel as if I'm going off on a complete tangent here. So I want to preface this video with the fact that I started off really genuinely liking Meghan Markle. And I thought it was a wonderful, refreshing little reset for the royal family. And then they decided to just leave. Can I just say, okay, the British tabloids here, they are ruthless. There are so many celebrities that are in tears on their Instagram stories talking about British tabloids. But I think the thing with the royal family is that never complain, never explain. They should have had the grit to just sail through and keep going and stayed within the royal family, because in the long run it would have been much better for their own branding if she just fought the criticism, ignored it and kept going. So she did admit later that she had so many mental health problems that she couldn't physically stay. But then, you know, when they moved to America and they did that Oprah Winfrey thing, I was like, I don't like her anymore. What you don't do here is air your dirty laundry. The fact that Harry was literally bad-mouthing, it's just bad-mouthing the entire institution of the royal family. Here in the UK, the royal family, the Queen is like our grandmother. And it was just like, and the amount of privilege that they have, particularly though Prince Harry, that he knows how privileged he is. The guy went to Eton and they still managed to complain about everything. It drains you, it wears you down. After they left, and then when they did that interview, my opinion of Meghan Markle 100% changed. Felt before that there was a huge amount of racism. My God, I feel like my blood's boiling. It has never, ever, ever, ever gone well for any royal family member to go on national, international television and it's trying to defend themselves, because it will never, never, never work. They just draw way more attention and just... So now, let's take a look at the most recent interview that Meghan has done in Variety magazine. Can I just say, the way it's written is so irritating. This was just excruciating and patronising. The first line is, Meghan Markle is mourning. But enough of that, that's for later. Let's get into the interview. Oh my God! The interview in Variety magazine is really there to promote her podcast Archetypes and the nuances around women. And she says that she's not a journalist, she's just really candid. Do you know what? Can I just say, the thing that's crazy about this interview is that it feels as if she's just so completely detached from what's going on with the rest of the world and the issues that real life women have. She talks about things to do with the sisterhood. In the interview, she discusses the kind of aftermath of the Oprah Winfrey interview, but also she kind of talks about the time when she was invited to a birthday lunch with Gloria Steinem. She thought it was going to be an intimate little sandwich at Gloria's cottage, but loads and loads of people were there. And she shares, I felt so welcomed. It meant and still means so very much to me. The power of sisterhood and female support can never be underestimated. There are so many stories that she has which are so boring, and they do not actually show the power of sisterhood and female support. You would think that someone now who has this level of platform and this level of audience, and she could generate a real aura and buzz around her brand. She's so many issues going on in the world today. If Meghan Markle wants to be this sort of feminist beacon of hope for all of us, then she could be talking about stuff that's really important. Abortion issues, the gender pay gap, the cost of living crisis, childcare costs. Is she actually mentioning anything about this in the interview? No. And this bloomin' podcast that she has, which literally is a puff piece for herself. Apart from Serena Williams, who I absolutely love and have so much respect for, she could literally be interviewing anyone on the planet apart from Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton, who has made a complete fortune from being the bimbo. And in the interview, it looks as if she continuously wants to be relatable. I'm eating a giant cookie. I've been at In-N-Out Burger. Oh my God, that's so relatable. While so many people are kind of on the poverty line, the cost of living crisis is hitting hard. Can you fill up your gas tank with petrol this week? Feels as if she's not relatable. And her personal brand, I mean, what is this woman's personal brand? Being privileged and not being aware how privileged she and Harry are, and being the victim 110% of the time. If she wants to be relatable, if she wants to be this feminist icon, then talk about things that relate to the rest of us. What I find is this level of patronization, is that a word, that she just puts in every single interview. I think in this one, I don't know if she was as much of a victim, because she says that after the Oprah interview, that she had an article in the New Yorker, which some people thought was a bit snarky, and she said, I can survive that. Oh my God, congratulations. She could be doing so much more for the feminist cause, and she's kind of standing on the sidelines, just blathering on about being the victim. And then she starts going on. I mean, this is in the podcast. I'm kind of crossing over a little bit. In the Archetypes podcast, she talks about how they made her feel objectified, as she was one of those deal or no deal girls where she flips up the flap and says how much money there is. I have a couple of problems with this. As a jobbing actor, you knew what you were getting into. You wanted your face, your name out there. You wanted your CV with producers and directors, and you must have known what you were getting into. And B, if you hated it, you could have left straight away. And she did, she left. But to criticize your former employer, knowing full well what you were getting into when you signed up to do this job, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And it's the kind of person that does this all the time. She did this with the royal family. She's done this with other jobs. Meghan was set to be honoured in the 2022 class of Variety's Power of Women, celebrating notable achievements in entertainment and media by women throughout the year. Can I just say about Variety, there are podcasters and documentary makers that are travelling to the ends of the world. They're going to dangerous war-torn countries and places where there are famine, starvation, and creating incredible documentaries about issues surrounding women. Meghan Markle is doing from her mansion does not deserve an award. On top of everything, she keeps going on about how down-to-earth she is and how likeable she is. She plays Wordle, guys. She does Duolingo. There are women out there that are doing incredible things. The people that are changing laws, the people that are protesting. What is Meghan Markle not doing? But her whole shtick is that she was this former princess victim, and now she wants to just be like us, and I just don't understand what's happening here. Kind of philanthropist, but kind of not really. How much charity work do we hear about? Very little. Feminist work. What exactly does she do? Interview Paris Hilton. It's doing my head in, guys. I just felt I had to just get that off my chest. If I was to rewrite or recraft her personal brand, do you know what I would do? I would make sure that she's at the forefront of every single philanthropic project. Look at Bob Geldof. This guy is a multi-millionaire musician, and all he does is campaign to help people in developing countries that are facing severe starvation and famine. There are so many celebrities out there that are serious about philanthropy and fundraising, and they've done so much for the causes that are close to their heart. If she wanted other women to progress, then she would be doing way more than having these puff piece interviews in Variety. This is just my 2 cents. Literally has the resources to travel the world, go to remote places and meet people that are fighting for women's rights and girls' rights in those countries. But she does not do that. She has the resources. She clearly has the time. Maybe she doesn't even need to go to far-flung places. Meghan Markle is a mixed-race woman in America. There are issues relating to African Americans that she can directly report on and give a platform for them. Can really share these stories, the racism, the things that people have to face. But she's not doing any of that. If she wants to have this personal brand where she's teaching, informing, being likable, being down to earth, and sharing stories from around the world and archetypes that affect women, then go to people that are fascinating. She could rebrand herself as this incredible documentary maker. She's an actor. She has a network of people around her. This is the kind of stuff that she can do, but she's not doing any of that. Guys, I hope you found this video useful. I feel that this video has kind of gone off on a tangent tangent. This is not the normal content for this channel. We do talk about startups, and every week I ask millionaires how they got so rich, and we also share how you can too. So please do check out my other episodes here. Feel free to subscribe, as it really does help my channel, and I'll see you next time on another episode of What Can We Learn From? Bye for now, guys.